What's going on YouTube? This is ADirtyGrandpa and this is some MOAB gameplay on Bakara. And actually I don't really like this map, and I was in this exact same lobby right before and I left because I was going like 1 and 3 and I was like screw this, and then it put me right back into the same game and I figured what the heck, I'll try to go for another MOAB. I might get it, you never know. And I did, which I didn't expect because it's probably one of my least favorite maps in the game, and the ballistic vest just saved me right there. And I don't get the MOAB in this life actually, as like a little spoiler I guess. I think I get to like 7 kills and then I get killed. But anyways, I'd like to talk more about tips and tricks. I've been asked by people and they're like, what's your secret? And there is no like one secret where it's just if I tell you something, it's gonna make you an amazing player that can't get killed and just runs around like a madman and gets Osprey gunners every game when they're not even trying or something. There's nothing I can tell to you or say to you that will make you that player. It's impossible. Well, I guess it's not impossible to become that player, but it's impossible for me to give you one tip that could do that. It's a different series of things, and you just have to make a smart decisions when you're playing, basically. And I don't know if I've talked about these before, but I use control freaks, and they're these little plastic things that click onto the end of your analogs. And basically what it does, it gives you a wider range of motion and increases your accuracy. And I didn't really think much of them at first. I heard people talking good things about them, but I wasn't sure if I was going to buy any. But then, everyone's saying that they're amazing, so I figured I'd go out and get myself some a couple years ago now. And they work amazing. Like in Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, I think my accuracy was like 17ish% before I started using them. And then in Black Ops, when I put them on, it jumped to like 20 something. And now in Modern Warfare 2, before I started using Akimbo FMG9s, my accuracy was at like 22%, which is like a 5% increase, and that's actually a huge difference. You're getting more bullets on target, and you're dropping them faster, basically. And I strongly recommend those. If you don't have those, they're like $10 or $8 or something. And no, they didn't pay me to say this, so like my 15 viewers can maybe buy some. No, I wish. They're really good, and I really recommend them. Second off, if you want to improve your game and you don't have a headset, I recommend getting one. You don't have to get the top of the line. You don't have to go out there and get, like Astros, which I have, which they're amazing, but they're expensive. So, if you're just like a casual player, you just want to, step your game up a little bit, you can go to like Walmart or something like that, some electronics store, and pick up like a pair of Turtle Beaches. I think you can get a pair for like $50, which isn't too bad. But as for tips, like, it depends how you play. You don't want to make stupid decisions, obviously. Like, never ever go and run into the middle of the map. Like the helicopter to my right on this map, if you can see it, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It has a machine gun on it. If you go there, you might get a couple kills, but you're gonna die. Like, there's buildings all around it that people like to camp in and sit in windowsills, and they're gonna shoot you when you do that. Always try to stay to the outside of the map and run circles around, or stick to a certain area. I'm not saying camp in one spot, like maybe a section of the map, which is a good strategy for free-for-all. But do not try to stay away from the middle. Like, you can, but like I said, you'll probably die. And if you see right here, you notice I shot at this guy earlier and only got a couple hit markers, and he was expecting me to be in that same lane, but instead I went back around and used another pathway to get at him from the side, which he wasn't expecting. Do that often. That's flanking. I talked about this already. Flanking's amazing. There's many alternate routes you can take in Call of Duty. Lots of little pathways. Use them. You don't have to go right at your enemy. Take the long way. Most of the time they're not expecting it, and it's easy kills. Just pick them off like they're nothing. Like, it's not common sense, but you just make smart decisions. Another thing I'd like to talk about is sensitivity. Now, I don't recommend playing on normal or lower. Like, if you don't have to play on 10, because that's probably not a good idea, because that's too fast. You spin a lot, and your accuracy is probably going to be bad. But you don't want to play on this lowest sensitivity, because if someone's shooting at you from behind, you won't be able to spin and turn on them. But you want to be at a decent one, so Find what's good for you, but I would recommend somewhere around 5 to 7 or 4 to 7ish, that range. That's usually pretty good, where it's not too high, where like you're just, it's really twitchy and you touch your controller too much and you do like a 360, but it's not too low where you can't turn on an enemy. But like everyone has different, different likings, but if a low sensitivity is what you're good with, use it, but it's just not the best for when someone's shooting at you from behind. Now typically when I'm sniping, I'll bump my sensitivity up, so I usually play on 5, but if I'm sniping I might put it to 6 and then sometimes 7. And the reason for that is when you scope in, you can't move as fast, but on a higher sensitivity you can move faster. So if you have to do a drag scope, which is like if you scope in at the wrong spot and you drag over and shoot, you can do that easier, or you can be basically more versatile when you're sniping. So if you're a sniper and you haven't tried that, you should try it out, because it definitely helps, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to get used to. But once you get the hang of like changing your sensitivity on the fly like that, it's not that bad. After like a game you're fine and you know what's going on. And at this point in the game, actually, I'm realizing that, hey, I might actually get this, and I hear multiple footsteps coming up at me, so that's why you're wondering why I kind of perch up on here. I'm trying not to camp, but I can hear a bunch of them coming. So I think there's one more guy I kill, and then I'd just get the heck out of there, because you never want to stay in one spot for too long, especially when the enemy's spawning near you, because you're gonna die too. Always change up your spots, move around. If you're, sometimes it happens when they're spawning around you and you're in a building and you can't really get out because they're coming from all angles. Try to change your position, change it up, move from spot to spot, because if you're in the same spot and someone comes in, they're gonna kill you, because you've probably been killed by a person who's sitting in a corner before and you're like, oh, screw you, kid, I'm gonna go kill you, I'm gonna ruin your day or something. And if that dead man hand killed me right there, I would have been mad, but I think you still get the MOAB, because I got killed by dead man's hand in an earlier video when I was at 23 and it still gave it to me. But yeah, because like when someone kills you, you're like, yeah, screw you, and you go and you run back for a revenge kill. If they're still sitting there, it's pretty easy because you can pre-fire them or chuck a Semtex or something, right? So always change up your spots. And if you guys would like to hear more tips and tricks, I know I really didn't talk about much in-game about tips and tricks, but yeah, just let me know if you'd like to hear, because I got plenty more. And it's Dirty Grandpa. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm out. See ya.